Good morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to be doing a reading from a card that I selected from the Sacred Rebels Guidebook. It's a Sacred Rebels deck of cards. And the card that I chose was number 43, Come to Life. And so we're going to talk about what that looks like. And it actually fits in with so much of the other conversations that we've been having. So before we get started, let's just take a minute or two to settle in and get present. So let's take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it and allow all that oxygen to just course through your veins and your cells and into your body, enlivening you and lifting your spirits. And as you exhale, exhale any tension in your body, in your neck and your shoulders, your jaw, your back, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves. And let's take another deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a minute here and imagine this bright, brilliant light coursing throughout your being, through your cells, through your body, and beyond. And then exhale any remaining tension. Let's gently press our palms together. Softly rub your fingers against your palms so that you can feel the tingling in your fingers and the tingling in your palms, and get present to the deliciousness of being in your body and being present right here, right now. So, welcome to everybody. Welcome, Dido. Welcome, everyone else who's joining us. Thank you so much for being here. And I thought I'd shake it up a little, do something a little different today. And I have these wonderful decks of cards. And this one is called Sacred Rebels. And so the card that I chose is this really beautiful image, and I will post it into the comments. But here's the image if you're able to see it on screen, and it's this gorgeous woman painting herself to life. And I think that this is what we get to do and choose on a daily basis, is painting ourselves into life and vitality and the piece of mastery and artistry that we are. So I'm just going to read this. It's number 43 of the Sacred Rebels cards by Alana Fairchild. And it's Come to Life. You are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You are bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. Of course, something being essential doesn't mean it will always be easy. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It might have a lot to say, and at times it seems very convincing, but it's not the one in charge. Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it's the real you that speaks through your rebellious, sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey mind. The mind is much more than a swirling cacophony of habitual reactions. Beneath habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. I think that's really true, especially in this moment in history. There is a sacred awakening happening for all of us. It's so far beyond what the mind is now capable of controlling. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it's happening now, and the only real choice you have is how to deal with it. Hello, Hope. Hope Wellington Marshall. It's afternoon where you are. Where are you, Hope? Here it's morning. It's just about 9 a.m. So I look forward to hearing where you're coming here from. So anyway, we're talking about coming to life, and this is from a deck of cards that is called the Sacred Rebels. So coming to life means feeling. We talk a lot about feeling here and experiencing your feelings. It might bring joy, but it could equally bring sadness, rage, or fear. It could bring all of these and more. Feelings will come and go quite swiftly when allowed to flow. And we talk a lot about allowing your emotions, allowing yourself the experience of your emotions to enable them to move through freely. So you might need to paint, write, enact rituals, sing, or dance your feelings to help the energy flow. Don't hold back. Create the space for yourself to do it. In this process, you're uncovering the artistry of the universal creator. You're honoring the sacredness of life by exploring it without restraint. And that includes the flow of your feelings. So Hope says she's here from England. Welcome, Hope. Dido, who is also here and it joins us every morning for inspiration and support, is also here from England. So this is awesome that you guys are both from across the ocean. Anyway, so with your emotions, you don't have to do anything with them other than express. You may want to analyze or you may not. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're getting in touch with feeling. Learning how to access your feelings allows you to learn how to access your intuition, creative inspiration, and genuine internal guidance. And one of the things that I keep coming back to in our conversations together is finding our own sense of purpose and mission and passion, and how that drives us and directs us in life and gives us life. And that's really what this is talking about, is allowing that sacred soul that you are to come into expression and into being in the world. The journey underneath the mind and into a sensual emotional connection with your feelings, emotions, and body is for a sacred purpose. It's part of your path. You are one of the sacred but powerful minority that have chosen to come into a body and live consciously within it. That may seem like it applies to everybody, but when you experience it for yourself, you'll realize that this is actually rather rare. There are plenty of bodies without a spirit really residing within to care for, love, and honor them as a sacred animal. I love this notion of being a sacred animal because it connects us back to the fact that we are a part of nature and not apart from it. And if we can imagine ourselves as sacred animals, then we can play more fully with nature and its gifts. Fortunately, this minority is powerful enough that it can keep human culture in balance, but only just. We need every single one of us that is capable to be aware of the task and move beyond the mind and into the body. This is especially so if you have drawn one of these other cards in this deck. So you may feel drawn to read the guidance of that oracle for the other ones, which is one is called Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. To come into your sensuality, you will need to anchor your experiences. You may be blessed with relationships that are conscious enough to be interested in your journey in a constructive rather than controlling or undermining way. If so, talk, converse, share. If not, then you will need to be more resourceful in how you support yourself through your awakening process, at least until you attract some more conscious connections into your life. And that's one of the beauties of this Enlightened World Network community of truly awakening humans and sacred animals that we are. You have a really wonderful resource in the community here. And it's likely that these connections are already on their way just because you're working with the energy of these cards. And now you are too. So this is the card I pulled, and it's called Coming to Life. And it's just a beautiful image of a woman painting herself into existence through the creative process of living consciously. You can support your own process by scheduling time for yourself and keeping to it like you would the most important date with destiny. And this is great counsel, because we tend to do our jobs and do for others, and oftentimes neglect the time that we need for our own nurturing. So this is a call to you to honor yourself and honor your sacredness, and really just make time for yourself. Make time for your soul nurturing, and so that's what we want to see happen here. And let's see. So get to writing in your journal. Do your dances, paint your pictures, create your creations. Be kind to your body, listen to it, and let it be alive. Even in times of pain, know that there will also be ecstasy and bliss as the process of healing and awakening continues. And I love the call for our creativity and our creative expression, because creativity is how we express our life force, whether it's something very, very simple like uh, our creative imaginings. It doesn't even have to be an outward product. It can be just imagining or dreaming or visualizing, or we can also express in the world and have creative, generative conversations with one another. It doesn't have to be something artistic, but it certainly can be. So creativity is part of all of us. We all have it in us, and it's life wanting to express itself through us. So the message of this article is be alive. Don't imagine you can go back to sleep. So that's something for all of us to know. Once you're awake, you can't go back. Once you can't unsee what you've seen, you can't unknow what you've discovered. You're too awake for that now. There's no falling back into old ways. And this is particularly relevant for this moment in time, as we've gone through COVID and we're going through so much social change, and we're waking up to new awareness around what's important and what we value in the world and what we value in our relationships and in ourselves. And hopefully we're having a deeper experience of how we want to live our lives and connect and love with other people. So if you do so, that is, fall back into old ways, it will be short lived and won't feel the same as it used to. You may grieve this. You will certainly eventually celebrate it. You have crossed the threshold from an old way of being in an old life, and try as you might, you cannot return. It's better to let it go. Grieve if needs be, celebrate if needs be, or do both and move on into this moment. There's another adventure awaiting you now. You need a deeper connection to your own instincts, body, feelings, and intuitions so that you can receive this new calling. You can trust in it too. Embrace it, and it will embrace you. So I love that this has given us an opportunity to look at the possibility or the notion of grieving. And I'm seeing that it looks like I can't really post the image of this card, so I'll just show it to you again. But the idea of grieving the old as we allow it to pass. And it's not necessarily because we wanted it to continue, but because it was familiar, because it served us in so many ways, because we, through our past and our past experiences and the way that things were, we came to this point in our lives. We moved through so much experience and transformation. And so letting go of the old is is sort of a sweet sadness, to be able to say, I am surrendering this. I'm allowing the passage of this moment in time, and letting go of the familiar. And that can breed some trepidation, anxiety, or fear, is to be letting go of the old in face of not knowing what the new might bring. Uh, and we're on a profound adventure. And the more we can recognize the potential of this richness that we call life, especially in this moment of profound transition, as we can embrace that change and the fluidity of the moment, the responsiveness of the moment. When things are in flux, there's more opportunity for redirection and change and evolution. And I, along with, or in keeping with this card, and the theme for today is, I invite you to really embrace this creative moment in human history, and to come forth with your voice and your creativity and your inspiration to help shape this future that could be an unprecedented evolutionary moment in all of our human history. So let's paint ourselves alive. Let's paint the world into the new world that we know we can create, where we have joy, creativity, expression, expansion, love, connection, and let's do that together. So Isabel just joined us. Hello, Isabel. Welcome. So glad you're here. We've been talking about coming to life, and it was a reading from a card that I chose from a deck called Sacred Rebels, and it's just very exciting to be recognizing this moment in time, this moment in life, for all the capacity, all the opportunity that we have as things have kind of stirred up and old systems have loosened up, and now we have the potential to be reshifting and redirecting and redefining and emerging as new. So this just came to mind, and I think it's fitting. When I went away to college, I saw an opportunity to remake myself, because I was in a place where no one knew me, and I really realized I didn't have to be at the effect of the life that I'd lived, that I had the opportunity to recreate myself and step into the person that I really wanted to be, and that I dreamt of being, but I felt stifled in my previous environment. And this is not a story unique to me by any stretch of the imagination, but the truth of it is that in any moment in time, we have the opportunity to remake ourselves, to let go of old identities, and to move into the vast potential that each of us brings to life as we proceed through it. And we get to choose. So we get to choose who we want to be, how we want to be, how we want to express in the world. Admittedly, when you're surrounded by familiar environment and familiar people and familiar circumstances, it tends to sort of have a momentum of its own to kind of keep you in a certain trajectory or a certain rotation. But we have been undergoing culturally this massive upheaval and transformation and shifting of ideas and perspectives. And we can use the momentum of that moment to catapult us out of our habitual patterns and patterned responses and our pattern interactions. And we can take this opportunity to really allow ourselves the freedom to evolve into and express our greatest selves. This is the time we have an unprecedented opportunity where the energy shifts in all the things that have been stable and predictable. All of these patterns are shifting, and we can use that momentum to allow ourselves to shift as well, and realize that the greatest thing that limits us is our own perception. So let's come to life. And that's really what this is all about. Let's come to life. Let's come to a truer and richer expression of our deepest calling, our soul's song. Let's sing it loud. Let's sing it proud. And let's join our voices together to shape a new humanity. So with that, I think that wraps it for today. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection, and we're here together on Enlightened World Network. It's my pleasure and privilege to be with you. I'm so grateful to you for joining me. And if this is inspiring to you, please share, and let's expand our community. Let's expand our connections. And please check out the other wonderful, wonderful programming on Enlightened World Network. And you can see me here on weekday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And I hope to see you again tomorrow with lots of love, great compassion. Take care.